Hi there, my name is Tercy Engelhardt, and I want to welcome you to the Unreasonably Grateful podcast, Living in Grace by Choice. So every week for, 300 and some odd weeks now, I've been letting you know that I appreciate you being here, that I'm grateful and happy to be on this journey together. And how I define the journey we're on is we're actually becoming the best version of ourselves, that version that we were all created to be. And we're bringing forth all those divine qualities that are imbued in each one of us so that we can live from those, not from necessarily our created response or reaction to the circumstances of a life, but rather living from the design, that divine design that each of us is, with all our gifts and talents and passions, so that we can live a life that makes a difference for ourselves, for others, for community, and lots of times for people that you may never even know that you'll meet or interact with along the way. So grateful to have you. I'm just sharing tidbits of wisdom and stories from my journey of healing from sexual abuse as a teenager, and then now 40 years of recovering from struggling with an addictive lifestyle, living with an eating disorder. And currently, we are in an episode, a series of episodes, where I'm sharing with you my up close and personal experience right now of walking through a diagnosis that my sister got, I guess, a couple months ago now. So this particular episode is showing up in your algorithm on Easter Sunday. And while I recognize not everyone celebrates Easter the way that I do, Easter is a time of transformation. We see it in nature all around us, the changing of seasons. It's everywhere. We drove down to pick up a new puppy. My husband amazingly drove 9 hours, 2 days in a row down to southern Idaho. And wherever we looked at, um, pastures of beef cattle, there were all these calves laying underneath all these moms. And you couldn't help but notice that this is spring. This is when new life is brought into existence. And this particular episode's about transformation. So we've talked plenty about change, about the consistency of change, that change is always happening and it's always going on. And change oftentimes brings with it some of the past. It's like we take something, we rearrange it, we change it, and it can create new opportunities. Transformation goes above and beyond that. Transformation that I'm speaking about is actually something becomes possible that wasn't possible before. It didn't exist as a possibility. Now, for those of us who follow the life of Jesus, obviously for us, Easter, the Paschal mystery, which it is a mystery, is a big part of that, because something became possible for people that wasn't possible before. There was this new covenant that people could step into, a covenant of love and less judgment, of less rules, anyway, something new is now available. That's the transformation. And we all have those possibilities. And right now I'm experiencing that with my sister. My sister's moved here. She arrived a couple days ago. It was a huge undertaking for her to uproot and leave her life in Tennessee and get on an airplane and get out here to the Northwest. And it's amazing. She's gotten settled in the room that we had and got her things put away and kind of merged with a very different life. And it's been amazing to watch, amazing to participate in. But what it reminds me of is how something transforms is we're willing to actually let go. We're willing to let go of what we know, what maybe has given us our sense of security, the surroundings, and we're willing to step out in faith and in trust, and and create the opening for something new to show up. Now, it wasn't possible before for my sister and I to have this connection in this time, but it is possible now because there have been sacrifices made, and there's always, for transformation to be available, there's always a sacrifice. And in that sacrifice, we let go, we give up something in order that something new can fill that space. And that's really what I want you to look at this week as we step into a new season in our life. And you look at what can you give up? What can you let go of? So that perhaps something that you actually really would love to have, but it doesn't live like it's possible right now, that you could actually create the opening or the space for that to come into existence. Now, it's just the beginning for us. We don't actually know what this future is going to hold. So it's not as if you have it all planned out. It's not as if you're on some secure path that you know how it's going to go. So the other element of it is there's always an aspect of the unknown. So there is this mystery to it. And you're in this place of discovery, of curiosity and discovery and creation. There's always creation because in transformation, something new is coming into existence, whether it's, I look at those calves on that field and there's this new life, or with us, with this new puppy that is merging with our family and bringing things that we didn't have before into the existence of our life. And we've given up some peace and quiet, some hours of uninterrupted sleep. There's always a sacrifice. There's always something new that's arising. And there's a sense of the unknown, the mystery, the discovery, the creation. So this week, see if you can't notice and actually be conscious about and stay in that space of the unknown, the mystery, the curiosity, the wonder, and the opportunity for something that you actually might really love to have in your life actually coming into existence. Okay, have a great transformative week. I'm happy and excited to be here with you exploring this together. Welcome to a new season, and make sure that you lead with love. Okay, and I'll be here next week, and I look forward to seeing you.